Out of the gates and ready to go. Time for Hot Mic with Eddie Withrow here at OutKick.com. The Steroid Olympics seem to be finally happening. NBA, the numbers, not good. And, well, people continue to trash the product. And Caitlin Clark not getting her fair share. All that more straight ahead. While you're here at the OutKick YouTube channel, we hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe. The Steroid Olympics, what we all wanted. We're not talking about WWE or, erectile dysfunction here. You know, with the enhancement games, Chad.
This is exactly what you wanted. This is exactly what you wanted, but you wanted it for Major League Baseball.
Well, I don't want it. I want it back.
We want the steroid MLB. That's what we really need.
Yeah, I mean, this is 1999 Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, who cares if an Australian swimmer breaks the 50-meter record because he's on roids now in this game? We want actual sports that we watch to be more positively affected by roids.
I would go back to that era in a heartbeat. I loved Major League Baseball then. Not everyone was juicing, but I mean, my favorite players were.
Yeah, and guys are they're hitting the ball hard now too.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to make of all this in terms of.
So the Trump name is now behind it.
Yeah, Donald Trump Jr. is one of the investors.
So
there's the founder of PayPal.
Yes.
Is one of the investors. A German billionaire is an investor.
Australian as well, right? There's someone else. And so the goal of the enhanced games is to break world records by allowing athletes to dope up with almost anything, any legally available
obtained,
performance-enhancing drugs while paying them handsomely. Okay. Let's just make them do whatever they want. I mean, that's more or less what they're going to do. They have to throw in the legally available.
Right.
I mean,
but I'm willing to bet if a sprinter wanted to get, hopped up on a mound of blow and go out there and run, they probably could. Well, I don't think they're going to stop for anything. They're not going to test for anything.
I think
so. Even if it's illegal, I think that they would probably let it go.
Yeah. I mean, this is just. I want to know who's going to sign up for it. It just be Will Lance Armstrong do something?
Well, like legally obtained or legal drugs. Like steroids, yes, are legal with a prescription because it's treating something.
Right, well.
But when you're using them illegally, it's still illegal to do that, to use them illegally. So there's a gray area here, hon. I know people are shocked to hear that the enhanced games come with a bit of a gray area, but there's definitely a gray area.
This is foggy for me right here with the enhanced games, okay? They will require medical screenings, including cardiac and brain imaging and heart rhythm monitoring. Why? Because, you don't want them to die, obviously, at the enhanced games.
I think it would hurt.
You're welcoming the.
It would hurt the reputation of the event if someone's heart exploded because of whatever they were doped up on while they're running.
Chad, to me, this takes the shine off a little bit, knowing that they're going to have screenings and you're only going to be able to use legally obtained enhancements.
Yeah, it's
right. Like it's kind of like, so you're just not going to have the NFL has that list of, things you can't take over the counter or whatever, right? Yeah. What about deer antler spray? Is that legal?
I think so.
Is that obtained?
It's over the counter, I believe. Something you can get at your local Walgreens.
See, I in the rundown for the for each competitor, I want a list of what they're on.
Well, so
that should be required.
Let's start from the beginning here. Okay?
This man is on,
Let me go ground up on the enhanced games. I have next to no interest in watching any of this, okay? Because I don't watch track and field until it's the Olympics.
Oh, it's got to be a certain
And that's
sport.
the only time I'm doing it. Swimming, I'm not watching unless it's the Olympics. So if you create another swimming event where now it's like retired swimmers that can get roided up to do it, I have no interest in that. Very little interest. Will I go back and watch clips? Will I read about it if someone breaks a record? If there's just an astronomical number of world records broken at this first ever event, then I'm going to pay more attention to it. But I don't really care.
They're just going to be on a bunch of testosterone, right?
Right. It's going to look like
WWE. Old school WWE.
It's going to look like a swimming competition. So I'm saying it doesn't drastically change. Like if you're shaving milliseconds off of time to get to it's just going to look the same. It's just guys can now do roids.
I envision this like Rick Rude's in the pool. from WWF.
Yeah, some guy who can't move to wipe his butt because he's so big and jacked up. That type of guy.
Yeah. Will this pull better numbers than the NBA, the All-Star game? Maybe this is what the NBA All-Star Weekend needs. They need more enhancements.
I could think of a lot of things you could put on in a prime spot that could pull better ratings than what the NBA did.
I know.
I'm interested in seeing how it
$1 million.
goes. Here's what I'll say, too, about roids, okay? This is like the age-old debate about it. Athletes do things to their bodies all the time that put themselves at risk, right? For major injury, for things that may not be the healthiest. I don't think running a marathon's that great on your joints and on your body, but people do it, and they put themselves through it, right? So the way I look at performance-enhancing drugs, I don't want people to kill themselves with it, but if you're willing to take on the side effects and do it, and that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to put in your body to help you in your sport, I don't really care about it.
Well, if you're going to follow the
right, I want people to follow the rules. My point on this is there are going to be people that are morally outraged that steroid or performance-enhancing drugs are going to be encouraged. I don't care.
Right,
that's an athlete's personal choice about their body. If they know the negative the health side effects of it, and they're willing to do that because they want to get a slightly faster 50-meter time in swimming, have at it.
Yeah, I
don't care.
So the enhanced games are happening from 2001 to 2022. All right, 258 NFL players popped for PEDs.
Yeah,
we've been watching that's the NFL that doesn't treat the positive test the same way we would see that in Major League Baseball. But I mean, at the top of the line, you're right. I mean, we're seeing players use it, we're just not watching them do it, and they're getting away with it.
The only time I have a problem with it is
the clean and the clear is always a step ahead, right?
Right. Well, yeah, they're always going to be ahead of the testing, but the only time I have a problem with it is when one person's doing it in a combat type sport where you're physically going head-to-head with someone else. Now, they're going to have, quote, combat in this first ever enhanced games. If both guys are on roids, great. Bash each other's heads in. I'll probably watch.
Chad, we've already seen this, though. We saw this at the Olympics.
I know. Years and years that they did that.
No, I'm saying this past one with a Khalif.
But try to follow me here. I don't care if it's just weightlifting, swimming, track, gymnastics, things that don't actually impact another human being physically, like a combat sport that would. But now if you're even in the playing field and you're saying, okay, everybody's going to be on roids or everyone's going to be on some sort of upper or some PED, then great. Let's see if it drastically changes the product. I don't think it will.
Well, it turns
I think
into
it's going to look like a mixed martial arts.
It'll look like American Gladiator, right?
I mean, I guess.
Glaciers coming out.
Again, but some of these guys look like Nitro or whoever from American Gladiator.
Guys have been. John Jones has popped for PEDs.
I just don't think it's going to look that different. Is the point? It's going to look like the sport.
Well, the only thing different is, hey, come watch these natural enhancements that are obtained legally that are not banned here. And everyone is going to be juiced.
It's likely to look worse because it's going to be former Olympic athletes that don't want to compete at the Olympics anymore. They're going to go do this for a payday, and they're going to get juiced up to do it. And they're not going to be in their prime. So it's going to be a lesser version of what we see at the Olympics. I don't find this to be a great investment.
Well, it's
for people this is what's going to. We're finally going to compete with the Olympics because we're going to allow steroids. Okay, no, probably not.
Yeah, I'm with you. Do I plan on watching this? I'll see clips on social media. Is how we'll see it. Right.
If someone's head gets detached in a boxing match because they're both roided up, I'll probably go back and watch.
Again, I do think it would. I would love for the starting lineups or whatever. Right. Coming out of lane 3, we have Chad Withrow, who's today he's shot up twice.
Looking a little bit bulkier, Mr. Withrow is.
Here's a list
25 pounds.
Here's a list of everything he's on that's banned in other leagues.
That would be funny. Instead of their stats, it just
list everything
the medical enhancements that
within the last 10 days. He's been detoxing from this.
Yes. This sprinter actually smoked some meth before participating today. That's why you're seeing that extra burst of energy.
Yeah, yeah. Competitor number 3 on nothing but uppers today.
Yes.
Benzos, the diet of champions. Chad, J.J. Redick may watch this But we know what he didn't watch. He didn't watch All-Star Weekend.
What do you think of Dawson's play over the weekend?
I didn't watch any of that. Yeah.
Good for him. We didn't either. No one did. Second worst ratings ever. Congrats. The NBA is actually embracing the idea now that All-Star Weekend sucks. So does their daily product. Like,
Yeah.
we put this on repeat. I don't care about the NBA either, by the way. It doesn't, I don't, Chad, if we're sitting around discussing what's going on in the world at the bar or whatever, how often are we, if we say it one time, we've said it enough. The NBA sucks, or hey, let's take the under and we'll follow the game through, our betting app. That's pretty much where it ends.
Yeah.
We don't talk NBA.
We played a prize picks play for the Lakers-Hornets game tonight. And Hutton, that will be the most interest I've shown in any NBA game is following the stats
there you go.
to see if our guys hit the over.
Will you watch the game?
On those points?
No.
I'm not going to watch it. No.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm going to follow it on my phone probably and check in and see how it's going.
On prize picks.
We're at a point now in the NBA where active NBA people paid by teams in the league, are taking shots at the product.
Well, I mean,
Draymond Green is talking about how it's boring. Other people in the league and coaches have talked about them having a problem right now. And now J.J. Redick is just actively mocking the All-Star game for the league he's a part of.
Yeah. I mean, the league itself is admitting that it sucks, but they're too focused on All-Star Weekend, though, and not just the daily aspect of why the ratings are down across the board, right? Like, I want to be intrigued to turn on a game in the third quarter instead of 3 minutes left in the fourth if I've got money on the line. That's pretty much what I'm saying. And, I mean, do we care that games are back? Tonight, tomorrow, something? No, we don't.
It's a weird thing, though, because we're talking more about the NBA than we ever have because of all this,
We
right?
don't have to, though. Like, I say screw it.
I know, but it's like...
We'll talk about tomorrow? Like, no, we don't need to.
Yeah, it's weird when the storyline is... you suck.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's weird that this All-Star game really sucks. So let's spend a lot of time talking about how bad it sucks.
So
if you get like with Jokic a couple years ago with the Nuggets, like I was watching those games because I didn't watch a lot of Denver Nuggets basketball before that, and he's a compelling guy to watch play, and he's a great player.
But
so I learned more about him.
Let me jump in.
You can get in spots with the league in that where you can get attached to a certain player team.
I totally agree. But with that storyline was who was leaving him off MVP ballots. Remember this?
Right.
That was the controversy involved in all of that. So that and he was worthy of winning it. So I mean, like that's we weren't watching Denver Nuggets basketball though.
Yeah.
Until the playoffs.
Dylan, by the way, I text you some. I want to get up on screen here if we can do
good.
it soon. Just to give you a heads up.
Thank you, Dylan.
It's a really sad state of affairs when the talking point about your sport is how bad the product is and how bad the league is and how your players have forgotten where their bread is buttered with fans and interest in the sport, and they don't give back and they don't care. That's a big issue. But we all know that the NBA is I'm not going to say it's a crisis because networks were willing to overpay for their product, so they're about to get hit with a big injection of money with this new television deal. So it's not a crisis, but they've got identity issues. They've got some things going on that they're going to have to fix. And to do that, you're going to need a batch of young stars that people care about, probably in markets and with teams that people care about and care to watch, that draw people back in, that go all out, that when you watch, you're not questioning whether or not someone actually wants to be there or not, or they'd rather be taking a load management day.
Well, totally, yes. Like, this is an event growing up, Chad, back in our day, they were getting like 17 to 20 million viewers because the players, they would actually show up and compete, right? Now it's like John Morant getting his name mentioned on network television by having his post on X on the screen whenever he says, may have to jump in the dunk competition next year. No, he won't. No one does. Mac McClung will do it again. And
don't you threaten us with a good time, Ja.
Yeah, and then you got Mac McClung.
Don't you dare make this actually something we want to watch.
And then you got Mac McClung who's live on the air going, oh, man, I mean, if Ja's going to be in it, I don't know if I can, compete with that. I'm like, what are they doing? You've got to, Mac McClung's got to be the villain here.
So there's some question as to whether or not he's going to do it again.
Who?
Next year, Mac McClung?
No. They asked him, what do you think about
Oh,
Ja?
no, I saw today where there's like asking him if he's going to come back and do it. And I'm thinking, what else do you have going on?
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
This is your time, man. Like, you got to circle. No one else circles NBA All-Star Weekend. You got to circle that every year.
But
it's your time to shine.
Well, his time to shine.
Are you so busy, Mac, that you can't come defend your dunk competition win again?
Honestly, they should have so many stars that Matt McClung's not welcome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, your time's expired because the legit dunkers are going to show up now, and we're going to pay attention. I don't understand how they don't lean into that more. And Matt McClung should be like, Ja, bring it. You have no business mentioning this. Like, no one wants to do this. I'm out here balling. I'm winning this dunk competition 3 years in a row.
It's also foolish when Draymond Green is acting like these young kids get to get out here on this court on Sunday. They're playing on Sunday. I'm thinking, you just got done talking about how bad the All-Star game is. It's not a big feat.
No one's playing.
To be out there and playing because no one's playing and no one really cares to be there.
Yep.
Jerry Baker on Twitter.
Okay.
I love this. I love in-show live interaction.
Jerry.
We need more of this. Jerry, my man,
Lefty.
at LeftyJB, I commend you. I want more of this, so I want to give Jerry a shout-out. Listen to our conversation about the enhanced games. He says, and this is kind of the guy you're thinking of.
Yes.
He says, I'm picking this dude
Yes.
for the enhanced game, and it's this guy right here. That is
Mention him in the
grotesque.
pool.
That is grotesque.
Why do you want to do this? Well,
I don't know.
When you see this,
don't you eat dry oatmeal or something to make your body
I don't know.
Like bodybuilders, I feel like do something like that to bring out that you dehydrate yourself because that makes you more vascularity where your veins pop more.
But I'm trying to like to get to this level. Like, why do you look in the mirror and be like?
I mean, I feel like it's almost got to be photoshopped in some way.
Well, I mean,
there's got to be some enhancing going on that.
Well, that
photo.
on
Maybe
that,
not,
yes. But I mean, you've got like the WWF guys that would just get jacked up, and I'm thinking like, man, I understand you do nothing but eat raw eggs and go to the gym 3 times a day and take roids.
Yeah.
How massive Vince McMahon used to be.
Oh, I know.
He should be the
There's
commissioner.
nothing. I've never looked at that and said, boy, that's something I aspire to be. Arnold Schwarzenegger, every documentary and book, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that's part of the life that it's interesting how into it he got. But I'm also thinking, I never would have seen a bodybuilder as a kid and thought, that's what I'm going to do. This is who I want to be. Boy, that guy looks comfortable. He looks comfortable in his own skin, right? That's who I want to be when I'm an adult.
How do you drive a car?
I want to be this guy. Who's got a post? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger had posters on his wall of nude men, bodybuilders, right?
Triple H is like,
and he even said, like, my dad thought I was gay when I was growing up because of what I had in my room and wanted me to take it down. But he just really wanted to be a bodybuilder. I've never looked at a bodybuilder, never looked at this guy and thought, this is what I want to do.
This is my I want someone else to judge me based on my vascularity.
I mean, there are plenty of pro athletes that you look at as a kid and you're like, man, I'd like to have that guy's body. I'd like to look like him. I'd like to play like him. Never, ever have I watched anything on ESPN Ocho as a kid growing up and thought, I'm going to be this. Give me some dried oatmeal. I got to bring out these veins. Get a good pump in.
Will Canseco compete? That's what we need.
There was a moment in
Rafael Parmel.
There's a moment in the latest episode of The White Lotus, great show on HBO, where Arnold Schwarzenegger's son is in the show, Patrick Schwarzenegger, and he's playing kind of a Nepo baby, which is funny, considering he's a Nepo baby kid that's like a Duke graduate. And they're at a wellness retreat in Thailand where there's no phones allowed. And he's arguing with it because he said he needs to listen to music off his phone while he's working out because that's how he gets the best pump. And I'm thinking, that's the smart writing there, being Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid, talking about, I get a better pump when I'm listening to music when I go work out.
4.7 million, by the way, is what the All-Star game averaged.
I think that's an astronomically large number considering what this event was.
Well, it's down it's down 13% from last year. Again, so fair, honest question here. Why do we care so much as a sports viewing audience about the ratings storyline? Watch what the hell you want to watch. Everyone knows what's popular here. Literally every week we're talking about what something pulled and like criticizing it or something. And I'm thinking like, well, We don't sit around and talk about chicks with dicks at the bar. You know what I'm saying? But it's a headline everywhere. Like, and now we've got the administration that's doing away with it. Great, thank you. Like, I don't need the constant, like the discussion ends when it ends and it's over. Like, thank you. Same thing.
It dies of natural causes.
Like
the story you're saying.
Yes. The storyline would be if they start pulling better ratings, not worse.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Here's
Now we'll see the ratings for the USA Canada coming up.
This is our job, is to come at things at a different angle and to think of the different story here. Here's a different story on this I want to talk about.
Okay.
You know how I know the NBA is a weak league and Adam Silver is a weak commissioner? Is that JJ Redick feels okay saying that?
Yeah. But I mean,
that just doesn't happen in the NFL, right? Like, you're not going to have a coach that comes out. Now, they criticize the officials.
You're right, they're going to get fined.
Yeah, but in the NBA, you'll get fined for that too with the officials. But how often do you just have a coach who's like, yeah, I didn't watch that shit, talking about an international game or whatever? Like, it's a terrible product. That's something that the NFL puts on. I hear that and I'm thinking, dude, you are an employee of the NBA making millions of dollars, and you're just feel bold enough to come out and say, yeah, I didn't watch that. I mean, we have a free reign to talk about what we want and give honest opinion on the show, no doubt about it. But that doesn't mean that I'm in a rush to go and talk about something that the Fox Corporation puts on and call it awful, right? But here's JJ Redick saying the NBA's product is awful, and I didn't watch that shit.
Well, if the NBA were on Fox, I wouldn't watch it. I'm not watching the product.
No. But you see my point. He's criticizing his boss. It's Adam Silver's decision to change the format and do this, and he's calling the whole thing shit, adding to it.
Well, but with all the changes to All-Star Weekend that they're making, the NBA is admitting that it is. And then LeBron pulls what he did.
I get all that. I just a side observation.
Well, I mean,
I don't see a lot of people just outwardly demeaning the entire product of the league they're employed by, the way the NBA players do. Draymond Green just got done doing it, and now JJ Redick.
I can't see where he's been fined at all yet.
No, he's not going to get fined. I don't think he's going to get fined at all for it. Again, weak league.
Yeah.
No backbone.
The thing is, man, I don't get the $76 billion.
Yeah, look, if you're...
Let's cock on the table.
I just feel like if you're a strong commissioner, if I'm Adam Silver, I'm picking the phone and calling JJ Redick and saying, hey, man.
Oh, well, yeah.
Ratings sucked the last 5 years. We're trying to do something different.
Help us.
We're doing our best here. I don't need you going into a press conference and calling everything we do shit. So stop, or I'm going to fine you next time, or we'll find something else to do. That's what a strong commissioner and a strong leader would do in this instance. I don't think that's happening. I think guys can say whatever they want.
Say whatever the hell they want.
Whatever the hell they want.
Chad, Terrence Shannon. Well done here, Terrence Shannon.
Yes.
I mentioned earlier in the week that he should lean into the upside-down banner.
A man who knows how to make lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah, the banner should just stay upside down. Lean into that.
Speaking of lemonade,
well done.
I went with lemonade today.
Made me want one. I'm going to make it one in a second.
When you really have a thirst for lemonade, the only thing that can quench that thirst is lemonade.
The lemonade here is really good, too.
That's the only thing.
Check out what Terrence Shannon's doing. He's got the upside down merch going, and absolutely he should. So you got the unveiling, and well, the apologies came from the university and the AD, and it was over the top, right? It was a mistake, but a mistake that should not have happened.
It's a happy accident.
But the fact that it happened,
just a happy little accident.
The happy accident is going to make him money, and good job. He should be doing that. Here's the shirts and stuff he's got. So. Yeah, good job. And Illinois fans should buy this up. In fact, they should have a free shirt night at their next game, and they should buy this from Shannon.
They're in such a rush, to.
It's going to benefit the Boys and Girls Club.
To get him back to unveil the banner and all that. I mean, they're going to be a rush for Terrence Shannon Jr. upside down T-shirt night too. Might as well get that in before the regular season's over. Also,
the statue's next.
Yeah,
upside down statue maybe.
So he's playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Didn't know that.
All-Star.
Again, it all goes back to the NBA and our lack of interest in it.
Yeah, Chad, you know
No idea. He's averaging 3.8 points per game for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You know who else didn't watch NBA All-Star Weekend? Taylor Shed.
No. He was too busy having a banner unveiled upside down.
Yeah. Oh,
he had better things to do, like that.
Oh. It is fascinating, the fact that no one watches the NBA, but the algorithms apparently do nothing but talk about NBA.
I know. It doesn't
make
criticism
whatever.
of the NBA is more exciting than the actual NBA.
Yeah.